Hello, my name is Soko Karsten. Welcome to the Enjoy Experience. These are a series of 12 guided instructional exercises that provide you with deeper awareness and, if practiced regularly, deeper capacity for inner joy. I am sharing them with you because I have found them to be the most important tools in my daily practice on this journey of healing, joy, and self-discovery. This podcast is entitled A Common Ground. Today's exercise is to experience true equality. Before thinking and before judgment, we share a common origin with all beings. If we are able to locate and manifest this origin in our life, we can participate in a world where all stand on common ground. The goal of today's exercise is to provide the pointers for you to locate and experience for yourself this place of true equality. For this podcast, I am using an earlier version of the recording of this exercise because I find that it captures the spirit that I wanted to convey for this episode. There is one caveat to be aware of. In my earlier prototype recordings of these exercises that today's recording comes from, I previously, in the centering exercise, spoke more specifically about locating your energetic center anatomically. This is because in much of the Asian literature, this energetic point is referred to as the source point, the lower dantian, the hara, and it is associated with an anatomical location in your lower belly. This perspective, though, is not the whole picture. The center point is the energetic center I pointed towards in the centering podcast you listened to before. This is the center for the breathing dynamic, as well as other energetic activities like walking, particularly in your lower body. This energetic core is best found by being aware of the simultaneous contracting, expanding forces of those activities and sensing the central axis of their movement. The true center is energetic, not physical, though it can be associated with the lower belly anatomically. Therefore, I discovered it was first better to introduce locating the center energetically, not physically. But in most of the Asian literature, dating back thousands of years, it will also be referred to in terms of a physical location in your body. Since in the West, there is very little cultivation and understanding of this energetic, it is often described solely as being anatomical, which leads to trouble when it comes to locating it and cultivating it. In the instructional exercise provided here, you will sometimes hear me referring to it anatomically, but I trust with your earlier practice of locating it energetically, you will be able to go both ways with this inquiry. That is a useful practice in itself, noting that what we perceive as form is also no form, and energetically is sensed quite differently than when we objectify something as being physical and an object. They both provide pointers towards our goal, however. With that said, let's get to the exercise today. Please find a quiet and safe place for you to do the exercise, and we will begin. This activity can be done sitting or standing, in whatever position you are at this time. Let's go ahead and do our usual brief grounding exercise where we drop our awareness, our inner gaze into our feet, into the soles of our feet and the sensations we feel in the soles of our feet. And that is obviously also the sensations we feel where we are interfacing with the earth when we're standing on the earth. Breathing into those sensations and being aware of the experience as we sink deeper into the space below our feet, into what we call the earth, whatever sensations appear there, and accepting those in this moment as being perfect. As we move through time and life, our experience of these sensations may change, but in each moment, we accept whatever we feel and experience as being complete in this particular moment. So as you're breathing and being aware of these sensations, simply sit in them like sitting in front of a cozy fire, where you are simply experiencing the moment and whatever you're feeling in a sensory level. Doing this for a brief time helps to settle your spirit down and mind into your body and feel more grounded. Now we will pay attention to your spine and your posture, noticing that it is in alignment with the gravity of the earth, that your energy at the top of your head is drawing upward from the crown to the space, the heavens above. Breathing with that and noticing, again, accepting whatever sensations occur, at the same time anchoring at the base of your spine, where, like holding the hand of a good friend, you hold the energetic base of your spine and breathe into that place as well. Spine extended, chest slightly raised, chin slightly tucked, shoulders slightly back, so that you feel comfortable and poised, I would say, at the same time in your physical awareness of yourself and connection with the earth and the heavens. Bring your awareness to your full body breathing, inhaling in your feet, in the earth, exhaling in your feet in the earth, inhaling with all the tissues of your body, your skin, your bones, your organs, your eyes, your ears. Everything inhales and exhales together. Noticing that as you expand with the inhale, there is also a simultaneous contraction occurring. A dance. Notice as you exhale, there is a simultaneous contraction, like when you are hugging a friend. At the same time, there is an experience of expansion, an energetic experience of expansion, even as you embrace tightly a friend as you exhale completely. And as we did in the last podcast, as you exhale completely, really, really completely, notice the energetic point in your lower belly, which seems to be in the center of this focused concentration of muscular and energetic energy as you exhale throughout your whole body, hugging that friend as tightly as you can. And in that moment, that final moment of embrace, where do you locate this center energetic point before you then break open into a new inhale and release from that embrace? As we did last time, as you release and begin your inhale, stay with this center point so that you're inhaling into this center point even as you're expanding outward. So you're maintaining this contracted connection in your lower belly even as you are expanding outward with the inhale. Till you reach the full inhale and the limit that you notice there, whatever those sensations are when you really reach the end of the inhale, the limits of your capacity to take breath in, experience that in each moment and accept it as perfect. And then returning to the exhale, maintaining this exhaling into and embracing this center point in your gut. So this time I'm going to expect that you have some basic capacity for experiencing the melding that occurs when your feet connect with the earth, that there is this experience that you are aware of that really isn't your feet or isn't the earth, but it is the relationship, the connection that occurs that you experience, simply the sensations that you feel in this merging are the experience of connection. They are what might be called the third space, the third place, the place where you meet another. So they can't be really identified as being the earth or as being you, but it is the experience of connection. So with your breathing and with your awareness of the sensations that you have in each moment. At this time, if you've been working through these audio casts, I think these words experientially make sense to you. So breathe into this area of your body and experience the sensations you have and note them as being the melting spot, the transformational place where you meet another, in this case, the earth. And in that experience, that there is, I suggest, true equality. Now, you haven't practiced this as much, but you have, I hope, located some experience of the personal center in your lower belly. So go to that place, that lower dantian, that source point, that core, that seed that exists, that is the central axis of your expansion and contraction of activities that relate to your lower belly. become aware of that place. And what I'm going to ask you to do now is see if you can find the resonance of that center point with the experience you have where your feet and the earth are meeting, that meeting point. So in a sense, this is like when you are singing with someone else and you try to match the note so that you find harmony where you both are singing the same note, and therefore in singing the same note you both disappear into that note. You share that meeting place. So what I'm asking here is that you share the meeting place of experience of what you are feeling in the grounding and what you are feel in the centering. That these experiences you seek to harmonize or resonate together just as you would in trying to match two notes, two people singing one note. So continue your breathing, continue your relationship with the earth, with this meeting place, and now bring in a focused awareness of this center point, this source point, and see if you can match the sensations. Find the sensations that you're already experiencing here. This, again, isn't so much of a creation, but an awareness that by posing the question, what are the sensations? What am I experiencing with the meeting in the earth? And what am I experiencing with the meeting in my lower belly? And where are the sensations that are shared? Where do these two different places, at least appearing to be different places in physical space, where do I find the connection where we sing a single note? Actually, chanting is one of the ways that is used to locate this meeting place of your personal center and gravity. So even something like as simple as can be a sound that you originate from your lower core and also find how it vibrates and resonates with the experience you have connected to the earth. So it's this specific practice that I would like you to focus on after this podcast. I'm going to add one more component to it, but I suggest you first work with the ground and your centering, and then once you feel like that is in place, again, you can find that with all of the things we've done in the past, the walking, the breathing, the awareness of body functions, the flying, the chanting now, the simple sound or any other sound, find the sound that works for you, but that provides this sense of resonance between earth and center, between your connection in the grounding and your connection in the center. When you feel like you've got that to a degree, let's add in the experience in your hands. So I'm going to give you a particular simple mudra to do with your hands. Mudras are hand positions each of which, if you embody it completely, lead to different experiences within your mind and body and spirit. So they can be profoundly helpful in deepening your connection and experience with various aspects of the energetics. For today, we're going to keep this simple and use a simple mudra. The one I'm asking you to do is to take your thumb and index finger and touch the tips of them together, even as the other three fingers remain straight and held out together. So you're creating basically an OK uh, symbol with both hands, focusing on the point where your index finger and thumb touch. So it's this point that I want you to now bring your awareness to with both of your hands, noticing whatever sensations you have in that connection, accepting them as being perfect in this moment, and breathing with that sensation, inhaling and exhaling into the sensations that you feel where your fingers are touching each other, your thumb and your index finger. Again, doing this to where they meld, merge, and you simply have the experience of connection. That place, which isn't index or thumb, but is simply the energy of connection, the relationship of connection. Breathe into that area. Remember also keeping your connection with the ground and also with your center in your belly. So now you're inhaling and exhaling into these two mudras in your hand. And as you may have already guessed, I would like you to align the experience, the sensation that you're having in your fingers with the experience in your belly, with the experience in the earth. So I usually begin with the experience in the earth as being the most fundamental version, then finding that same resonance, tuning into that experience in my belly, and then tuning it into the experience in my fingers, so that we're all sharing the same note, the same awareness of the sensations that match up together with these three different places in space, but actually sharing one energetic place, one spot, one connection. This is what I call the common ground. This is what we literally share with everything that we touch and connect with in our life, in this universe. So cultivating this common ground is simply becoming aware of this sensation that you now feel in your fingers, where they merge, the belly, where it merges, the ground, where it merges, and finding the common ground, the common denominator of the experience, so that once you do this, all of a sudden space disappears and you simply find this experience of meeting, this place of connection. Breathing into and out of that place, wherever and however you experience it, is just fine. patience with yourself. I may be getting ahead of you in terms of what you can experience. And at this point, I hope you have at least some understanding of the intent. And then with practice, continuing to stay in the moment, continuing to accept whatever you're feeling in this moment is complete, you will improve in your capacity to find the resonance. Just as if you practice singing and attaining a certain note with other people, the more grounded and connected and relaxed you are, and with time and practice, the more you will be able to more richly meet and feel that note with others, where again, you and the others disappear into that note, into that resonance. That is also a version of common ground. Whenever we find a place where we meet with others in an experience that is shared, that shared experience, which isn't you or me, but is the place where we meet, is the common ground. That is what I would like you to look to cultivate in your relationships going forward, with holding the hand of another, with eating food, with looking out and developing this. We will talk about this in further audio casts with your other senses, with sight and hearing. But you already have a sense of doing this in singing. And so please look at this common ground, this true equality, where everything shares this same experience in connection. And we will, again, look at this and build on this in the next podcast by looking at how we can start developing this relationship with others in our community. Till then, take care. God bless. And goodbye.